Welcome back. We're still with our guest, Professor Peter Adeniyi. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
You recently met with the National Economic Council. Tell us exactly what was discussed.
As I earlier said, that since 1978, when the Land Use Act was promulgated, that the regulations to guide it has not been done. So the committee took it upon himself, being the Presidential Technical Committee, decided to work on some of the regulations. The first one is on systematic land titling, that will make every land in Nigeria be subjected to systematic land titling. The second one is about mortgage. And mortgage cannot function unless you have title to your land, so they are closely related. The other one is registry. Whatever information you collect from titling of land, it goes to the registry, and the registry will have to work with the banks, with the mortgage. The other one is the sectional title that I talk about, whereby instead of growing laterally, you can go vertical and still give the owners certificate.
Let us come to the nitty-gritty. We always have series of protests, pockets of grievances, disenchantment, here and there. Of course, FCT residents had their own, and we had a lot more across states in the country. What exactly has been the major issue?
The major issue is simply because people don't get to know exactly the boundaries of their land. They may know it, but it's not properly mapped, and then you now see scrupulous people who will go and sell somebody's land behind him to an unsuspecting investor. And when the investor wants to go back there, then it becomes a problem. For me, I can tell you I've not been lucky with buying land. I bought land 4 times in Lagos, and each time, after doing all the due diligence, meeting the families and everything, the moment we say we want to go and pursue getting CFO, another family, we take them to court. And I cannot, struggle. Again, you now have what we call area boys. I mean, they just simply realize that people don't have title on their land.
Yes.
And so it's easier for them to convince an unsuspecting investor or somebody wanting to buy land, and they will sell the land. And then the family, when you want to go and develop it, they will come. That has been the problem all over.
And the government kept a blind eye on this?
Not that the government kept a blind eye. It's just a realization. I mean, they are aware of that, but the kind of solution they are offering is not the fundamental one. And that is why we are coming up with a fundamental one, which is done everywhere in the world, because there is nowhere in the world where they've developed without having everybody having title to their land, having it registered. That is what we are trying to do now.
Well, it's about the same thing. I mean, we've had this sort of problem linger all these years, and this is something that's caused a lot of lives to be lost. And you're telling me the government was serious?
To a large extent. I mean, you have to operate. You cannot easily operate beyond, the knowledge you have about certain things. I give you an example. And look at population itself. Yeah, we have census every 10 years, but there is no Nigerian that can tell you now the population of their town or their city or their settlement, and yet you are planning. How do you plan the quantity of water they will require, the number of schools, the kind of hospital they must have, and so on? And yet we are still planning.
Professor Peter Adeniyi, thank you for joining us on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless.
Lack of drinkable water compounded by poor health facility and bad roads are some of the infrastructure challenges facing residents of Tekpeshe community in Abuja Area Council in the nation's capital. This week's edition of Focus on the FCT takes a look at the state of infrastructure in Tekpeshe. The struggle begins from here. We had to park at Yaba, a popular bus stop which is still 1 hour away from Tekpeshe community by motorcycle. Bad roads characterize this part of Abuja local council area. Upon arrival, the sorry state of the school greeted us. Children are forced to learn in classrooms where the roof have almost collapsed. Walls of the classrooms are also cracked, and the school lacks functional toilets.
D, E, F.
A teacher here explains that the community has written many times to the authorities and even received several promises.
They will come and say this, say that, say this, say that, but at the end of the day, nothing will come, the result will be zero. Nothing will come out. It is when they are looking for when they want to come back to the tenor again, then you see them again. By the time that you are going to see them is the time that they are looking for a seat. But by the time that they have get that seat, that is all about again. You will not even see them again.
After school, some of them go home for lunch, while others head for the stream. The lack of potable water is another huge challenge. It's a risky and dangerous business here. I had to crawl my way down here just to join some of the residents fetch water. They do this every day, and watch this. Some of the women, with a heavy bucket of water, they have to climb up this steep hill to get to their homes. They painstakingly make their way up. Clearly, this situation calls for urgent attention. Many a times they fall sick, and the only clinic available is in another community across the stream. The functional clinic is directly opposite the one built by Shopee in 2013, but has since been abandoned.
That clinic service is just offensive. That's why sometimes we don't even stay there comfortably, because it's only a classroom there that we talk to the headmaster and help us so that we should be managing that place.
The Aguma of Tekpeshe laments how the people have been neglected.
Ruwa lokacin rani ya kai yanzu wallahi zamu yi wahala ruwa wadda su ma rafin da kuka wuce can shine muna tafi muna duba sannan mu je gurara kuma mu duba sannan rafin nan a ce kaman an kai kuri kuma za ku gani wahalan da muna sha wuri sai mu haka da galima sannan mu kai ruwa.
Our wish is to see that every community have piping water. It is not our wish for them to go through what they are going through now. So I am assuring you that we are not taking their welfare for granted. So soon we will touch them too.
Tekpeshe, which is home to over 2,000 persons, is begging for any form of help, like this gesture recently offered to residents in Nuku community, where we last visited. Well, thank you for your mails as always. Keep sending in your views and comments using the email address and Twitter handle on your screen. Also be sure to send in anything happening within your locality. And don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Drop your comments on any of the videos and be sure to include your name and location. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. See you again.